Hey guys, Mad Theories here. Now, we're going to be talking about the original Dracula from Castlevania. Now, if there was no such thing as a Belmont family in the Belmont clan, now Dracula would have enslaved and took over the world for centuries, thousands, and maybe hundreds of thousands of years. Because the problem with that is it's like he's insanely broken where he's summoning meteors, using blood rain. He has like all these other true forms. He's able to put people in his own realm, in his own little looks like pocket dimension, and he's fighting on his terms in his own planes. It looks doggone sick. Now my problem is that Dracula, he got defeated too many freaking times with the vampire killer and all. He just kept on being defeated over and over and over again. Now the most smart thing that he did was that he had like tainted like one of the Belmonts, so that way they couldn't use like the vampire killer anymore. And I believe it was Richter. Like he tainted like Richter's soul, and it was like I think his evil soul or some sort of presence was like lingering in the whip, where if other people was to use the whip, their life force would be drained. So it's like they couldn't like necessarily like use the whip anymore. And later on they figured out like you had to cleanse the evil that was in the whip. You had to cleanse it. So after for a while, that's when the whip was to be more usable again. Now my problem is that even though the original Dracula was insanely powerful, yes he was, but the thing is, it's like if you compare him to the remake Lords of Shadows Gabriel Belmont Dracula, he defeated the devil twice. He went into the Forgotten One's realm, defeated him, took his power, lost all his humanity and hope, and became an enemy of God by becoming Dracula, and you can almost say killing like humanity. And later on, that's when his son and then his grandson came along to try to like defeat him. Now the problem with that is, even though they stabbed him with a vampire killer, even though it wasn't his original vampire killer, you can just say it was like a replica of some sort, it didn't really kill him. He just poofed away. Now if you compare this to the original Dracula, this would probably kill him. And then you won't see him for like a next hundreds of thousands, well, a hundreds year later, like 100 year later and stuff. Because the problem is that the original Dracula was insanely powerful. Like he's summoning meteors, he's opening up dimensions, he's using lasers, he's fusing with death himself, because that happened in one of the games where he fused with death and he became even more powerful. Now people would say that if he fused with death, that makes him indestructible, because that nobody wouldn't be able to kill him. Now I compare the original Dracula against like any other like Draculas or vampire hunters out there. Now if you say the original Dracula can body the remake Dracula, I don't care how powerful he is, he can't defeat Gabriel, because Gabriel, again, they had similar training, right? But the problem is the original Dracula has more movesets, but Gabriel has defeated the devil twice, and he has the ability to use light and darkness. The original Dracula can only use darkness. And yes, sure, he can put people in his own little pocket dimension. He can fight them, he can do all types of stuff, but it's like compared to Gabriel, he's nowhere near his level, and he would die. He would die. Now, if he was to be fused with death, I would like to say he could put up somewhat of an interesting fight. But I still see Gabriel Belmont killing him. And if you can say the original Dracula versus Alucard would body him, because he gained the power to be everywhere and truly nowhere. So he had the omnipresence power. So I'm like, And plus he's also broken. Like he got, like I said, his guns would probably just finish off the original Dracula, or if not, he just go into his level 0 and then become true form Dracula, and then it's over. I don't even need to go anywhere further with that. But Alucard would kill him, and then Vampire Hunter D, it wouldn't even be a match. It would be slaughter. it would be slaughter. So it's like, nope, he doesn't even stand a chance. And we don't even talk about the sacred ancestor because that's beyond rape. So yeah, but all of those other vampire hunters and other Draculas that I mentioned, he can't touch. He cannot touch. Only person like I say he could probably fight is probably Alucard from the remake Lords of Shadows. He can probably fight him because the problem I don't really, technically no, I don't really have a problem with Alucard from Lords of Shadows. Like he was strong, but he wasn't that strong because he still got possessed by Lucifer. So that tells you that he isn't that strong. So I feel that they like him like fighting him on an even ground. It would be interesting, but he does have the sword to kind of like. Now again, his Crusaderum is basically bits and pieces and fragments of his father's vampire killer. So it wouldn't necessarily kill him. You can say it would probably like seal him. I wouldn't say put him to sleep or anything, but probably like seal him up for a bit. That's probably like the only thing. But them two fighting, I think it would be a fair, maybe somewhat equal grounding. Like fair, probably like somewhat equal grounding. But then again, the original Dracula does have the ability to. Nah, I think it'd be probably like a fair ground. I think it'd be fair. Yeah, I think it'd be fair. Probably the original Dracula, I say in this one, could probably kill him. Yeah. It'd be a fair fight, but the original Dracula, I think he would probably body Alucard. Yeah, from Lords of Shadows. Yeah, I think he'd probably kill him. Yeah. But between all of those other ones, just like no, and his power and his abilities is through the roof. It's really through the roof. But it's just that I don't like how century after century and year by year he gets defeated over and over and over again. Because why build up a character who's insanely powerful but can just be bodied like multiple amount of times? Because I love the Castlevania story. The story was beautiful. It still is. It's a very beautiful, unique, and original story. But the problem is just they be making him like he's bitch made, and he keeps being defeated over and over and over again, either by the Belmonts or by somebody who was in his platoon. Because it's like only two things that can harm his own dark energy and the vampire killer. Those are the only two that can only harm him. And which has been seen in later games when one of his subordinates kind of like turned cold and he fought against him. Now he only fought against him at half power because he wasn't fully resurrected, but again he still got defeated. And later on, when Salma Cruz came along, when he was the reincarnation of Dracula, now if he had like the full power of Dracula, I think it'll still be the same thing, him being defeated, and then that will be it, because it's like, again, this is who he is. Now compared to the Netflix version Dracula, ooh, that version, because it's like when you see the Netflix version, it looks like they gave him the original Dracula's powers, like summoning meteors, hordes of demons, all types of stuff, all types of stuff that looks like they're giving him. Now, I would say the Netflix Dracula versus Gabriel, that's a fight. I think that's a fight. Now, even though we're still waiting on more episodes, but when we get those episodes and we see all that he can do, I think he could fight Gabriel. And if I see something beyond broken, you best believe that's gonna be the fight. That's gonna be the fight that's gonna break the internet. It's gonna be Gabriel Belmont. Well, I should say, you know what? I think I might do it fair. I might make this fair. It's gonna probably be Gabriel Belmont versus Dracula. Yeah, I think if all goes well, that's gonna be the match that I'm gonna do. I'm gonna call that shit down the middle, and that's gonna break the freaking internet. It's gonna have 2 billion likes, 1 million dislikes. That's gonna break the internet. But that version, I see a lot that they can do with there. But again, compared to the games, him getting defeated over and over and over again. Now, despite him using his plans and his wits to try to like get the Belmont, it always failed. even though after his followers try to bring him back over and over and over again. And two, I liked it where one of his followers actually was smart and was like, well, screw this, because he knew, he was like, he kept getting defeated over and over again. So he's like, what's the sense bringing back him and I could take over? And then Death was like, wait, what? Oh hell no! You ain't taking over my Lord and Master's position because of reasons. Hell no! And after for a while, he came along and destroyed him. He thought he had Death in his pocket. He destroyed him and was like, nope. Only one person that has Death is Death's best friend, and that's Dracula. Because Dracula and Death, they kind of like. Well, Dracula is Death's like you could say friend, because he's always like trusting in him and stuff like that. So he always relies in Death. Now, like I said, if he was to fuse with Death himself, I mean, he still would get defeated. Now, if a person who's not using a vampire killer and they're just using regular or normal means, oh, he's destroying. He's destroying. But I tell you this though. Give you any other vampire besides the ones that I listed, he will wreck. He will wreck. Because despite any other vampire out there who can do, now, excludes the ones that can stop time and the other ones who can do, so who can summon like familiars and do all types of stuff. We're gonna excuse them. But any other vampire who is strong but not crazy strong, or is on the level but couldn't fully reach their potential, he's wrecking. Because again, who like freaking, how you summon like your true form and then you can do like some, I want to say Cthulhu type levels, but you're doing crazy stuff, and you telling me that nobody on your caliber can stop you, but then you get defeated easily like you a bitch? Nah, I can't have that. I just can't have that. But yeah, if you like what you heard, please subscribe, share, do all that wonderful stuff. I catch you later.